Hey Anna and Sanford, or should I say howdy neighbors, since fellow North Carolinian Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera, I'm going to show you how I cut your prescription lenses for your RayBan 2132 new Wayfarer color 901L, which is the classic shiny black in the 55 eye size. This is my most popular frame worldwide. This is the packaging with the barcodes that Luxottica, who the parent company who owns RayBan, sends them to me in. Of course, you had requested the black case. I had made mention of that. And here's your frame, and of course your RayBan cleaning cloth inside of your black leather case. And of course, this is how it comes to me from RayBan, with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple to prevent the temples from rubbing together during shipping. And of course, all of this is going to be included when I ship to you. Of course, you're here in my home state, but of course, free shipping anywhere in the United States. Let me take all this off. The original G15 sticker that comes on the lenses. And now I'm going to remove your heavy glass lenses and replace them with lightweight, unbreakable, bulletproof prescription lenses. But the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take your Italian frame, put it into my new French edger, program it to trace the shape, and the stylus is now going to trace the shape of the right lens before moving over and tracing the shape of the left lens. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame, you will receive free clear prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. If you have vision insurance or flex dollars in your 2020, you can go ahead and order a pair of glasses from me, and my receipt has my federal ID tax number. I will itemize these out so you can get reimbursed from your insurance company or flex dollars if you just want the most awesome pair of Italian-made geek chic glasses available. So, set those down there and let me grab all of this, because this is your prescription part of it. Let me put this up. Your prescription is -1/4, -50 at 160. And of course, let me just double check all this. Let me cover up your name so no one sees who you are. -1/4, -50 at 160, -75, -50 at 20. Of course, you mailed me your prescription, but I am going to mail it back. I've already made a copy. So -1/4, -50 at 160. I'm going to turn the axis wheel of my dusty Marco 101 lensometer to 160. I'm going to check one thing on the inside. Now I'm going to put the power drum on -1/4. Put your lens in and rotate it until the sphere power comes in clearly. Find the optical center. Check your astigmatism correction. We're good there. And I'm going to put 3 dots on your lenses. That one don't want to look big. And this is the right lens. Let me do the same thing now for the left. -75, -50, -75, -50 at 20. Turn the axis wheel to 20. Put the power drum on -75. Put your lens in, rotate it until the sphere power, the -75 comes in clearly. Check your astigmatism correction. We're all good there. Put 3 dots on your lenses. Come on, third dot. You're lagging behind. And of course, this is your left lens. So, let me take everything back over here. This being your right lens, I'm going to put it on what's known as the blocker. And I'm going to need 2 blocks. Now this is what's going to be attached to your lens. This is going to hold it in place while it's cutting inside the machine, a lathe if you will. So I'm going to pull the little sticker off. The green side is the sticky side. I'm going to put that in there. Your pupillary distance is 60. So you're 30 in both eyes. So right here I'm going to put 30 millimeters. It's automatically going to come up 30 for the left lens. This is your right lens. That is the shape of the left. It's about to flip over. Come on, flip. Flip for me. There we go. And let's bring it back to right. So ignore the blue dot. This is where your pupil is going to be, your optical center. So the reason I put those 3 dots there is to get everything lined up perfectly. Now hit the blocker button. That arm's going to come down and put that block onto your lens. I'm going to do the same thing now for your left lens. Pull that sticker off. Put this into there. This arm will drop down. It is flipped over to the left. 30 is your pupillary distance for your left eye. I'm going to move everything over, get everything lined up perfectly. That's why I put those 3 dots on there. Your lens cannot be oriented any differently. If it gets twisted, you're just not going to see as well. So everything is lined up perfectly. And come on, hang on. I'm a perfectionist. I want dead center of that bullseye. Hit that button. The arm's going to come down. Put the block onto the lens. And that is your left lens. So let's go over here to the edger. This is the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. Pull up the shape of your lens. These are polycarbonate. I'm cutting on, and I'm going to take off the polisher because I do not want to put a polished edge on your lens here. The actual cutting wheel down inside is over on the far right. It's like a heavy grit sandpaper that's going to grind away your material until it's the final shape. This is where it's going to put the bevel onto it, which is going to give it a knife-like edge so it fits inside the bevel of the frame. And then behind this wheel, this little piece down here is the safety bevel that's going to smooth out the edge of the lens once it's in its final shape. So a magnet is going to hold that in place. I'm going to hit the start button. The door will close. That clamp is going to come down. And then the calipers are going to come down and it's going to trace the shape of the lens, your eyeglass frame lens, onto the prescription lens to make sure this lens is large enough to fit, and it is. But more importantly, it's measuring the thickness of your lens at every point going around to know exactly where to place the bevel so it will best fit inside the frame. Of course, you do not have a strong prescription, but if you did, it would place it where it would cut even better. Now, polycarbonate cuts dry where plastic and high index lenses cut wet. At the very end of the cutting cycle, you will see water splash down. And that washes away any optical debris, optical sawdust, if you will. So in just a moment ago, it was completely flat. Now it's putting the safety bevel, not the safety bevel, the bevel onto the lens. Now it's getting a little bath to wash away any optical debris. And then at the very end of the cycle, the safety bevel, because you will still have a little bit of rough edges left over from the cutting cycle, and it's going to smooth everything out, which it's doing now. Even though all of your lens will fit inside the frame, this is just a routine operation to give you the highest quality cosmetic finish on your lens. Look, there's a little piece of Schwarf that got washed onto the front of the door. It's moving around because of the water that's in there. Schwarf is the optical term for optical sawdust. What's left over after cutting your lens. It got washed onto the door. I've never seen that happen. Got a little white snake that's slowly moving outward. So in just a moment the door will open. I will take the lens out. I'm going to hit this button that will open up the chuck. Take your lens out. First things first, let me dry it off so it's not slippery while I work on it. And yep, nice and smooth. And let's see if it fits. I tuck it in at the outside corner first, and then using my thumbs I push down at the nose and it snaps right in. So let's go ahead and do the same thing for the left. I'm going to put that in there, flip this over to L, which stands for not left or not right, and hit the start button. And just like before, the calipers are going to come down. Then it's going to trace the shape of the left side of your frame. And once this begins cutting, I'm going to continue to work on the right. This block is no longer needed, so I can take that off. Dry your lens off, but I'm going to leave that red dot in the center because I will need to use that to measure in just a little bit. Now down onto the cutting wheel. Grab your prescription, go back over to my lensometer, spin the axis wheel back to 160, put the lens in right at that red dot, and perfect. I'm getting -1/4 again, and end up with a combined power of -75. Your prescription, the unit of measurement we use in the optical world, is called a diopter. And it starts at 0, which we call plano, other people call non-prescription, goes up from there, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, and so on. You actually need one step of correction for your right eye to make everything the correct size. Without your glasses on, things are larger than they really appear. When you put your glasses on, it will minify, which is the opposite of magnify. That's why your lenses have a minus sign. It will minify to the correct size. Now, you have two components to your prescription. This first box, the right lens reads from left to right, the left lens leads from left to right. You have 2 steps of astigmatism correction. Astigmatism, everyone freaks out over that word. It is not a disease, it is not an affliction. Astigmatism is what causes 6s and 8s to look alike, or the letters P and F. Think of that as the fine-tune knob. This first number makes everything the correct size. This second number tells me how much astigmatism correction you need to take away those fuzzy edges. Think of astigmatism as the fine-tune knob. Once we get everything the right size, we have to turn that knob. And a straight line, the top of this piece of paper is a straight line, 0 at one end, 180 in the center. If this were a circle, 90 at the top, 180. What is that, 260 at the bottom, 270, forgive my math, and then back to 0. So we're going to turn that fine-tune knob. We have 2 steps of power correction. We're going to turn it to about 160. Now for your left eye, you need more correction there. You need 3 steps to minify to the correct size, but still an additional 2 steps. Astigmatism just means you have 2 curves on your eyes. One curve going this way, another curve going this way, and it's how we line up those curves that make everything see clearly. So for the left eye, we just turn it to 20. Now these are, the first 2 numbers are real values. This last number could be anywhere from 1 to 180. It really doesn't matter. That fluctuates. It comes and goes. Let me hit that button, take your lens out, dry everything off again. And where's your frame? Here it is, over in the lensometer. Here it is. Let's take your left lens. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner. How about that? That's the final shape of your lens there on the computer. By the way, this machine runs $40,000. I recommend everyone go out and get one. It weighs 200 pounds. Put it on your kitchen counter and you can cut glasses at home. So I tuck it in at the outside corner, push down at the nose. And actually it's still a little bit large because of that extra power correction that you need. So I'm going to put it back into the machine, take 1/10 of a millimeter off. Now a millimeter, for everyone at home who's keeping score, is the distance between my thumbnails. I'm going to take 1/10 of that distance off until it snaps into the frame much easier. I do not want to force a larger lens into the frame because it would cause it to stretch, which doesn't look good. Plus, with that much force applied to the frame, it would cause your frame to roll, as we in the industry call it. If you can think of your frame as a gutter, because it has a little bit of a thing there, if the lens is too large, it's going to force your lens to roll the frame outward. So eventually your lens could fall out. But because I'm a perfectionist, I'm going to cut this so it fits in there perfect, and you'll never have a problem with these. Plus, in the future, if you ever want new lenses, you don't have to buy the frame. I can send you the lenses only directly to your home, and you can pop them in yourself after watching the video. I will show you how to do that. And of course, this sunglass frame, the RayBan new Wayfarer, model number 2132, color 901, which is the classic shiny black in the 55 eye size, sells for $140. And of course, you get free prescription lenses when you buy the frame. This is the same frame that I'm wearing today, except I'm wearing it in color 6012, I believe, which is the tortoise beige. Every day I pop my lenses out and put them into a different color frame depending on what I'm wearing. But with my pants today, it matches my outfit a little bit better, so I'm wearing the tortoise beige. But of course, the classic black goes with everything. Of course, RayBan made in Italy on the left temple. So, it used to be when you ordered a tortoise frame, you'd get a brown case, or if you ordered a black frame, you get a black case, but that is no longer the case. They send out frames and cases, no rhyme or reason, but since you had requested a black case, I made sure to get you one. So, anyone out there watching this video, if you have a lens of frame color, let's try this again, a leather case preference, this being the black. Do I have a brown one around here? Here's a brown RayBan case. Whatever you prefer, let me know, and I'll make sure to send you the case. Everything's identical, same cleaning cloth on the inside of both of them. Of course, that's the, there we go, flip it around. There's some junk mail in the back of each one that you can see, but I'll send you whatever color case that you prefer. Now, I'm going to put your lens back in right above that red dot, which is your optical center, which is going to sit right in front of your pupil. I'm going to spin the axis wheel back to 20. Look inside the lensometer, and I'm getting a power of -75, which is 1 tick mark away from 1. You have 2 steps of astigmatism correction, which gives me a total power of 1 1/4. Remember high school algebra, you add 2 minuses together, but more realistically, the way people can do math, if someone owed you 75 cents and they borrowed another 50 cents, they would owe you $1.25. We are at 1 1/4, so that is made correctly. Your pupillary distance is 60. So I'm going to turn that over. I'm going to put the 0 on my PD stick against the right lens. When I hold it up to the left lens, we are getting 60, so that is made perfectly. The other thing I want to do, I usually take this time to explain to everyone that when you get these in the mail and they don't fit perfectly, they may be too loose or too tight, or 80% of the time the problem may be that one side is higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that's higher than the other. But I'm going to get them in standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance, before they ship to you. But if they do fit a little uneven, just stop by your local optical shop. 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them, because 80% of people have one ear that's higher than the other, and sometimes glasses just get loose and they slip off. But I'm going to get them in a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set it on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. I have one ear that's higher than the other, and that's why mine wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. I flip them over, press down. There is no wobble. I make sure that each temple overlaps perfectly, and they do. Same amount of tension on each hinge. So that's that. So Anna in Sanford, North Carolina, I appreciate you getting the glasses from me. If anyone has any questions, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. And I hope you enjoyed watching your glasses being made, and everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that loving feeling back to glasses. Thank you.